Hello my friends and welcome back to the channel. The title on this video is a bit dramatic and a bit harsh, I suppose. But the reality is that addiction, or the illness of addiction, can become a matter of life and death, particularly as the illness progresses and gets worse and worse. I know this from experience, and I know this from all the people that I've known throughout the years that I've suffered with this illness that have sadly passed on. It's a progressive illness. It always gets worse. You may not think at the moment that you've any chance of getting out. Christmas is around the corner, and it's a difficult time for those in recovery sometimes, and for those in addiction. You may think that you are in a deep, dark hole. There's no way you can get out. It's hopeless. There's no future for you. That's what you may think and may go through your brain. I know, because I've been there. I know what that feels like. In this video, I want to give you a couple of vital ingredients that will help you get out of that hole you feel you're in at the moment, because this is a matter of life and death. Firstly, please take, if you can, a moment to subscribe. And also, if my videos help you in any way, take a moment to click on the link, the Ko-fi link in the description. Find out how you can give the channel some support. 2 years ago, I was in hospital. If you follow the channel, you'll know I was nearly dead. And prior to that, I felt in a hopeless situation. I really, at times, didn't feel like I wanted to continue living. I felt there was no way out of the darkness that I was in. And I felt that a few times in my life. But eventually, my addictions had progressed to such a level that they took me to near death. There's no way of glossing over that. I was nearly dead. However, 2 years on, and it's 2 years this weekend that I found this peaceful sobriety that I found this time, this feeling of freedom I've never had before. I've had periods of sobriety before. If you follow the channel, you'll know that, but I've never felt this feeling before. There's a couple of vital things that have happened to me. The reason I'm making this today, really, because here I am today, and I'm not blowing my own trumpet here, but I feel healthier, fitter and stronger than I did in my 20s. 2 years ago, I was lying in a hospital bed, almost dead, grossly overweight, my body giving up. The human body, just let's say this from the start, you may think you're in a hopeless situation at the moment, but the human body is such a miracle. The healing, if you give it the right fuel, if you do the right things, then the rest will follow. The human body is miraculous. It can heal itself. I found a fitness and a strength that I didn't know I had. Better than I was in my 20s. I feel energy that I didn't have in my 20s. And how? Let's get there straight of all. Now, we all find our different paths in recovery. But however bleak things seem at the moment, there is one vital ingredient that from somewhere you have to find deep inside of you. Whatever's happened to you, whatever your pain is, whatever your trauma, because all those things, yes, you will have to heal. You'll have to find that time to heal when you're in sobriety. And you may have to get professional help with that. But there's one vital ingredient you're going to need to find first, and that is hope. Hope, it's a difficult one, isn't it? Because you may not think you have any hope at the moment. For me, I felt like that. I found my hope. Now, everyone has their own paths in recovery, and that's absolutely fine. However you find this hope is entirely up to you. It's a very personal journey, recovery, and from addiction. And it's you know, to you, you'll find your own little tribe, if you like, and your own way of finding that hope. For me, it was in the rooms of AA. And I'm not going to try and shove that down your throat in any way. But I found by listening to other people, listening to the knowledge and the experience and the strength and the hope that they had and found, and their stories, and finding a simple program of recovery that I could follow, I found my little bit of chink of hope in that, and that hope grew on a day-to-day basis. Now, there are many acronyms and many little phrases in recovery that you'll hear bandied around, whether you're in AA in the rooms or not. These phrases are there for a reason, and these acronyms are there for a reason. It's because they work. Now, there's one that's vital to my recovery. I mean, there's a few that obviously are really important, and I've talked about them on the channel. Hungry, angry, lonely, tired, HALT, as a precursor to relapse. If you're those four things, you need to be watching your thinking and what you're doing. Sick, you know, you're sick. Spiritual illness can kill. Spiritual illness can kill. That's this feeling of restless, irritable, discontent, the feeling of always wanting more, that hole in your soul, that pain that takes you into, you know, and drives your addiction. Spiritually ill can kill, because it will kill. You know, it's progressive. It will kill. There's another, you know, progress, not perfection. Yes, of course. This too shall pass. They're all vitally important because they all mean something and they're all true. But the most important one for me, when I found this hope and I found the rooms and all the rest of it, was just for today. Just for today is how I live my life now. Because I've talked about this in past videos, and most human beings, not even people in addiction, but most human beings live their lives in their memory or in their imagination. You know, and that's a great gift that human beings have, because memories can be beautiful and fantastic and amazing. You don't want to forget those great memories, but also memories can bring back feelings of guilt and shame and if only and, you know, regret and all these negative emotions, past pain, all of that. Imagination can bring even worse things like fear and worry, because we imagine scenarios in our head which will never really come to pass. You know, we always think the worst, and we always make these pictures from past experiences. You know, like we never get sober because the horror of withdrawal we picture in our minds, and the horror of living without alcohol and drugs and feeling feelings again. Many of the worst things in your life will happen in your imagination, not in reality. That's a fact. So just for today means trying to keep yourself in the present moment. People ask me, and my family ask me, you know, will you ever pick up a drink or a drug again? I said, I can't promise that, but I can promise you that just for today, I won't put a drink or a drug in my mouth. That's as far ahead as I think. And that's important for an addict and an alcoholic, because if you start projecting into the future and worry, oh, I'm never going to have a drink or a drug, I can never, you know, you just worry, and it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. It doesn't work. And also you can be feeling really sad because, you know, oh, I can never celebrate, I never do this, I'll never do that. Just keep it in the day. And I do that by having a very, very strong daily routine, which is non-negotiable, in tablets and stone. It involves meditation and breathing exercises when I'm feeling overwhelmed, which brings me back into the moment. It involves all sorts of things, but that's another video on its own. But it's in tablets of stone, it's non-negotiable, and it's just for today, one day at a time. That's as far ahead as we can think. In life, whether you're an addict or not, that's as far as ahead as we can go. One day at a time, one moment sometimes at a time. And then we start accepting people, places and things as they are and not how we want them to be. We let go of control instead of trying to control everything in our lives, which just brings unhappiness and pain and frustration and anger. We find a peace because we're just dealing with things as they come in front of us one moment at a time. It's not easy, of course not. You know, I'm not a I know that people struggle with that, and I struggle with that. But as each day goes on, it becomes easier. And many people have terrible things happen in your life, and that is harder, obviously, but it's much easier but it's much simpler perhaps to deal with it when you're sober. It really is. And the gifts that will come back into your life, my friends, Christmas is approaching. It's my family now, my children, my grandchildren, they look at me with pride, and they look at me with love and pride and all these things, whereas before they were looking at me with disappointment and fear and shame and all of these things. Now it's a beautiful feeling. I feel freedom every day. I have a tribe, a fellowship that supports me and holds me up whenever I need it to. I have new friends. I go to new places. I do new things. I have new health. There's so many gifts that will come to you in sobriety if you find that chink of hope now. There's never no hope. I don't care how bad things are for you or you think they are for you at the moment. Because believe you me, I've been there. I know how dark it can get when you're thinking of topping yourself every single day. I know how dark it can get. And but there is a way out. You have to ask for help. That's the main thing. You have to accept help, ask for help, accept help, and go from there. And you'll find that hope. And when you find that little chink of hope, let it grow, nurture it with all your strength and all your heart. You'll find peace and love and happiness, my friends. Much love to you all. Carpe diem. Seize the day today. Please subscribe. Please click the Ko-fi link. Much love. Bye-bye.